Hi, friends. It's your buddy Matt, the global ergonomist and ergo coach. Welcome to another Strong Qigong here on the beautiful Blue Ridge of Western North Carolina. Today we had a really cool class, and I hope you enjoy it. We did what we're calling bow step east and bow step west. We explored the bow stance, and that is the bow and arrow stance. That's more of the martial arts positioning in Tai Chi and Qigong. The moves we explored included boxing both ears and piercing the clouds and carving the clouds and push hands. We finished up with a favorite known as waving hands like fans, all of them performed in the bow stand. So I hope you find this interesting and enjoyable, and I hope you'll come back again and again. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. You know the drill. Do comments, do sharing. We love it all, and we love having you here in the Blue Ridge of Western North Carolina for Strong Qigong. Begin to breathe long and slow, deep and silent. In through the nose, out from the mouth. In through the belly, out from the chest. In through the heart, out from the mind. And if you're comfortable doing so, invite your eyes to close. And this way you can extend every exhale and focus. As you focus, the bottom of every breath cycle, you have two floating ribs there right next to your lower lobes of your lungs. When you get to the bottom of your breath cycle, squeeze a little more air out. Then notice how much deeper the inhale is through your nose that follows. So as we say, the key to taking a deep breath isn't how much we draw in. The key to taking a deep breath is how much we puff out. The bottom of every breath cycle. That's a yin and yang concept. That's what we call yin-hail and yang-hail. And as you continue to breathe in this manner, you might invite your eyes to close, because this is where we get into sharpening our mind on the stone of the breath. Deep and slow, quiet and even. In through the nose, out from the mouth. In through the belly, out from the chest. In through the heart, out from the mind. Extend every exhale. Now use your visualization. Begin to imagine a samurai sword. A beautiful heirloom samurai sword. And as you inhale, you're dragging that blade towards you across the stone. When you get to the end of the inhale, you flip the blade and you push it from you with the exhale. You pay close attention to where the blade meets the stone. And you focus your efforts on this extended exhale. Make the flipping of the blade draw towards you again. Use that visualization, especially flipping the blade. This is the infinitesimal point where your in-breath comes to your out-breath and your out-breath comes to your in-breath. And you focus on that flipping of the blade. You use that visualization. It's sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. It helps us get focused, ready for all that follows. Continue to breathe in this manner. And if your eyes are closed, enjoy it. And when you feel comfortable, invite your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We'll begin with our warm-ups as always from head to toe, beginning with what we call the yoga neck roll. We take a deep breath in. Our head floats like a balloon. As we exhale, we purse our lips, letting air out of the balloon until our chin drops to our chest. When we inhale again, we inhale and sweep one ear past one shoulder. We exhale, sweeping across the chest. Inhale, opposite ear, past opposite shoulder. As you exhale, sweep across the chest. As you inhale, bring your ear past the shoulder. You are blending your proprioception with your interoception. You're synchronizing your breath with your movement from side to side. This is the yoga neck roll. It's where we always start out. It always gets us where we need to be. Preparing for all that follows. On your next inhale, Simply pause and then exhale your chin to your chest. Inhale your shoulders upright and neck and head upright as we work into our shoulder girdles. Begin to loop shoulder girdles forward and upward with every inhale. Squeeze them downward and backward with every exhale. Loop with your breath, synchronizing. Beautifully done. We call these dajue rolls. The dajue point is between your shoulder blades in the ancient Asian literature, and we're waking that area up. Now, as you loop and inhale with every rise and exhale with every fall, begin to throw it into the elbows. Make big elbow strikes backwards, and you can cross your wrists as you get to the bottom. Inhale, rise, big elbow strikes backward. Beautifully done. And now, open the palms, palms up, and now the whole arms. Big looping circles as you inhale. Drop down, cross wrists, and inhale again. As you exhale down, cross wrists. Beautifully done. Open the chest. You can even look to the sky. Well done. Now back into the elbow strikes. Big rolling elbow strikes. Well done. And now back into the shoulder blades. Big looping circles. Dajue rolls, as we call them. Now you can pause, relax, turn your eyes towards one hand and begin to scoop and toss behind you from side to side. This is known as ragdoll. It's also known as, this is what we call windmills. We loop. It's windy out here. I hope I'm not getting lost in the audio. But loop the hands, your eyes follow hands, your hands follow breath. Your breath follows mind. Well done. Now get that elbow strike each side, big looping elbow strike from side to side. Turn the trunk, shift the weight. Excellent. And now, into the hands again. Eyes follow hands, hands follow breath, windmills. Notice your shift in weight and notice your turn in trunk. This works us down into the lower thoracic spine, and we can go right into ragdoll, what I mentioned earlier. Simply begin to shift weight from side to side. Let the arms flail from the body. Beautifully done. And from ragdoll, we go into pellet drum. So we use this momentum of our trunk shift, and we begin to slap or tap the top of the opposite shoulder and the low back. You decide how much velocity, how much intensity. If you feel like you need some sharp slaps today, feel free. If you feel like you just want a light tap, that's okay too. From the top of your shoulder, now drop to the top of your chest, up around your collarbone, where it's not harmful to give yourself a sharp slap if you need it. And after you've done the top of the chest, slap or tap the bottom of the rib cage. Those floating ribs we were talking about earlier. Well done. Now down to your hips. Slap or tap the hips. With our upper body warm-ups complete, we work into the lower body. Our hands drift to our hips, and we begin big hula hoops, looping the hips as big as you can make them. We call this stirring the bowl in Strong Qigong, because pelvis is a Latin word for bowl. And it's like you're holding the bell of a wine glass and you're swirling that little bit of wine that's left in the glass. Whichever direction you chose, simply pause and loop in the opposite direction. We always strive to balance yin and yang, east and west, and north and south, and yin and yang. Yep. Now settle into the middle and step out into a mabu, the horse riding stance. A little wider, a little lower. You should be able to bob a little bit, just like in an old Western. Our first warm-up that we do is the Great Bear Swings. We take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we turn our shoulders to drop down. As we inhale, we turn our shoulders to rise and pause. Then exhale, turn our shoulders, drop down. Inhale, rise to pause. And and continue from side to side. Well done. This is the Great Bear swings from side to side, a Shaolin warm-up. On your next exhale, as you drop down, simply pause at the bottom, inhale the trunk back upright, and before we leave Mabu, begin to shift weight on a figure 8, rocking from side to side, and as you change direction, round the corner. So you feel this little swivel in the hips. And this is proper form in Tai Chi and Qigong. You'll notice your 3 smooth river rocks rest peacefully on life's river's edge, the 3 Dantian. Beautifully done. Now, we can pause in the middle. Bring our feet back into our center stance, shoulder width. Shift weight to one foot, raise the opposite heel, loop the knee. Whichever direction you chose is fine, because you know we're going to unwind it. Simply pause and loop in the opposite direction. Notice your foot and ankle follow along obediently. Then take weight through that foot. Raise the opposite heel, loop the knee. Same procedure. Whichever direction you chose is fine. Simply pause, loop in the opposite direction. Then allow yourself to settle within the base of support. All we have left are the wrists, hands, and forearms. Now remember, the hands represent 2 energy centers. If you make a gentle fist, then raise all your fingers except for your middle finger. That's your Lao Gong point. These are energy centers that complete a circuit. So using your Lao Gong points, you begin to drop your hands slowly towards your lap, then inhale them slowly towards your heart and breathe between them. We seem to have a freeze. Somehow we have a freeze. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. It looked like we had a freeze there for a moment. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, palms down. Continue to breathe in this manner. Hopefully we won't have any more freezes in the feed. Rise with the breath and fall with the breath. Now, if you're comfortable doing so, this is a classic Qigong visualization known as cleansing the inner body. If you can do so comfortably with eyes closed, you might invite your eyes to close so that you can use the full power of your personal visualization, imagination, concentration, and meditation. With every inhale, as your palms rise, you imagine a glowing mist rising from the core of the earth through the soles of the feet, up to collect in your upper Dantian, your upper energy center. With every exhale, as your palms fall, you imagine that glowing mist formed a glowing cloud, and that glowing cloud formed the glowing rain, and that glowing rain washes down your inner body, cleansing all that's beneath it back into the earth. So with every inhale, a glowing mist rises. With every exhale, a glowing rain falls. Cleansing the inner body, a classic Qigong visualization, preparing us for all that follows. When your hands rise again, pause at heart height in the hugging stance we know lovingly as stand like tree, a classic Tai Chi and Qigong meditative pose. With long neck and light head, our head floats upward. With heavy shoulders and heavy tail, it stretches downward, and between them our spine gently stretches. This is known as the string of pearls in the ancient Asian literature. With every breath, our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak. And our 3 energy centers rest peacefully on one another, as if we carefully gathered, balanced, and stacked 3 smooth river rocks on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of our warm-ups, the qi we stirred. We see in our mind's eye the yoga neck roll, the Dajue shoulder rolls, the windmills, and the ragdoll. Stirring the bowl in the great bear swings, we see and feel it course through us. If our eyes are closed, we enjoy it a little longer as our hands begin the slow journey downward until our thumbs find their destination crossed over the belly button and our folded fingers rest below in what's lovingly known as the cauldron of the body, the lower dantian, and the seat of qi energy. Extending every exhale through closed eyes and pursed lips, we visualize blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the body. And as we do, that inner light grows brighter and brighter with each extended exhale. And with each deep ensuing inhale, we draw the light upward and outward, filling our inner galaxy with light qi energy. Then we cast our inner gaze towards our middle dantian and we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart. And we fill the inner galaxy with brighter light, and it spills beyond us and begins to bathe the space between us with light, warm, silken qi energy. May your body be strong. May your heart be calm. And if eyes are closed, enjoy it a moment longer as your hands begin to melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. Now we step into the center of our little boat. The hand on this side of your room or screen makes a gentle fist that floats before the heart. The hand on this side covers it, and together, we take a deep breath in to straighten. We slowly exhale and bow to one another in a gesture of mutual respect. When we inhale ourselves up in gratitude for the tradition, as we exhale, our hands slowly melt down. When we inhale again, we inhale them up overhead till they're an inch apart. And slowly and deliberately exhale down our center line. This is centering the qi where we begin and end. We do one more out of deference to the Shaolin. And in the Shaolin manner, we bring our palms together. We exhale only to the middle dantian, the cauldron of the heart, as the Shaolin do. When we inhale, elbows rise and wrists straighten. When we exhale, hands melt down. We are ready. We step back out into our little boat. Unlock the knees, and when we inhale, the hands up an inch apart this time. Knees and hands float with the breath. As we exhale, knees and hands melt with the breath, and we follow this rhythm of the breath. Inhaling and floating, exhaling and melting. Knees and hands float, knees and hands melt in concert with the breath. This is syncing the qi, and this is where we take inventory of our alignment with movement. This is our kinesthesia. We make sure those 3 smooth river rocks that we gathered, balanced and stacked on life's river's edge, remain upright as we rise and fall with our breath. Beautifully done. When your hands drop again, invite them to pause at the bottom, and then inhale them extended up in front of you to heart height, and then exhale back down and continue this rhythm with your breath. This is known as opening the door. It's the first movement in formal Tai Chi and Qigong routines. We rise and fall to get our rhythm. Today we're going to explore bow stance, east and west. So when your hands rise again, invite them to pause, extended in front of you. Shift your weight to the western foot. T-step in the eastern foot. And then bow step back into a boxer stance. Now let's look at this stance for a moment. Bow stance is wide on 2 planes. So you have a gap front and back, and you have a gap side to side. So you're in this extended boxer stance, which is a perfect place to begin with boxing both ears. Hold 2 gentle fists in front of you like so. As you inhale, drop back to the back foot. As you exhale, lunge forward to the front foot like so. Do it with every breath. Inhale back, exhale forward. Just like that. This is boxing both ears. You'll find this in formal Tai Chi and Qigong routines, especially the Yang 24. Well done. Inhale to the back foot, exhale to the front. When your hands lunge forward again, pause out front, line up your palms. Inhale them straight back to your heart and back foot. Exhale, lunge forward, and then open two veils. Inhale up to your heart as you get to the back foot. Exhale, push forward and open the veils again. This is known as piercing the clouds. Beautifully done. Big breaststroke back. And then exhale, pierce clouds as you lunge forward. Well done. Now, coming up, I'm going to ask you to pause up front again. Line up your palms like so. And in a sawing motion, inhale to your back foot. As you exhale, saw forward, and then the eyes follow the hands through the skies. You inhale to the back foot, exhale to the front. Continue in this manner. This is known as carving the clouds. The eyes follow the hands follow the breath follows the mind. Beautifully done. One of my favorites, carving the clouds. When your hands come forward again, pause out front, press them together. As you inhale, drop to the back foot. As you exhale, push to the front. Continue this looping movement. Inhale to the back and exhale to the front. This is known as push hands in Tai Chi. The goal is to keep a little pressure between the hands through the movement. Now you'll notice as we drop down into the lower dantian, we push across in the middle dantian. When we get to the lower dantian again, I'm going to ask you to pause at the bottom and cross those wrists with palms up. And then trace two circles as you turn trunk. Inhale, cross wrist, back foot. Exhale, circles front foot. This is known as waving hands like fans. I realize this is a more complex one. That's why we save it till last. You're making these two circles, crossing wrists. Inhale, back foot. Exhale, front. Beautifully done. Now, on this next one, invite yourself to follow your hands forward and step forward into your center stance. Sync your chi. Rise with the breath. Fall with the breath. Float and melt in concert with the breath. When your hands drop again, pause at the bottom, open the door. Floating, melting, rising, falling. When the hands rise again, pause extended, shift weight to the eastern foot, toe step the western foot, bow stance the western foot, make the two fists. Inhale, loop back, exhale, lunge forward. Box both ears, east and west. Well done. On your next lunge forward, line up your palms. Inhale, straight back to the heart and back foot. Exhale, push forward and open those veils. Inhale to the back foot. Exhale, forward, piercing the clouds. East and west. Beautifully done. And now prepare yourself the next time you lunge forward, line up those hands in the sawing motion. Inhale, saw to the back foot. Exhale, saw to the front. Eyes follow hands through the sky, carving the clouds, east and west. Beautifully done. Eyes follow hands, hands follow breath. Breath follows mind. When you lunge forward again, pause and press the hands together. Inhale, drop to the lower dantian. Exhale, push forward, begin looping. Pushing hands east and west. Well done. As we lunge forward, we continue. When your hands drop into the lower dantian, you can invite your palms to cross and trace those two small circles. Wave hands like fans. Notice the turn in trunk. Notice the shift in weight. Calibrate your breath as you inhale to the back foot, cross wrists, exhale to the front, trace circles, waving hands like fans, east and west. Beautifully done. And on your next turn forward, bring the western foot with you. Find your center. Sync your chi. Well done. Inhale as you rise, exhale as you fall. The next time the hands drop, pause at the bottom, open the door. Rise and fall, and prepare yourself to land this plane on your final alignment. So the next time your hands rise, spread them wide, stand like tree. With long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and heavy tail melt downward. Between them, our spine gently stretches in the string of pearls with every breath. Our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance, like a mighty oak. Our three energy centers rest peacefully on one another, as if we carefully gathered, balanced, and stacked three smooth river rocks on life's river's edge. With soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the chi we stirred. We see the dance in our mind's eye, our own personal visualization, imagination, concentration, and meditation. We see boxing both ears, piercing the clouds, carving the clouds, pushing hands and waving hands like fans. We see it, we feel it course through us. And if eyes are closed, we enjoy it as the hands take the final journey downward. Thumbs crossing over the belly button, folded fingers resume warming on the cauldron of the body. And through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw, we blow on the embers, the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body. And we delight in the growing, glowing light with each extended inhale. We draw the light upward and outward. And finally, with gratitude, we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the mind that gave us this beautiful inward show. We blow on the embers of all three cauldrons, filling the inner galaxy with the brightest light yet, spilling beyond the inner galaxy, bathing the space between us, spilling beyond the space between us, bathing the world around us, spilling beyond the world around us, bathing life itself, light, warm, silken, friendly chi energy. And may your body stay strong, and may your heart stay calm, and may your mind stay sharp, and may your spirit stay free. Yi Dao, Qi Dao, which means where the mind goes, Qi follows. Where intention goes, energy flows. So please, choose wisely. If eyes are still closed, enjoy it as your hands melt to your side, only inviting the eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We step back into the center of our little boat and slowly and deliberately inhale the hands up till they're an inch apart, just as slowly. Just as deliberately exhale down your center line, centering your chi as promised at the beginning. So the hand on this side of the room or screen can make the fist, the hand on this side can cover it. Together, we take a deep breath in to straighten, we slowly exhale and bow, and you give yourselves a much-earned, much-deserved round of applause for being the light you made in the world today.